shop roof is a prepositional phrase. So off, right there, you have to know your prepositions. You have to know your prepositions. And off what? Off a roof. I fell off a roof. And a roof modifies roof. Now this is something new. It was a shop roof. That shop that I'm building that I told you about. But this, the new part is what kind of a shop is it? It's a blacksmith shop roof. And so you can modify a modifier by writing blacksmith. I'm having her write for me because with this broken hip it hurts. All right, so we took care of that part. Now the other half of the predicate is I broke my hip. Well, broke what? Broke hip. And of course mine modifies hip. Would have been your hip, then I would be in pain. Now that's the first clause. There's a coordinated conjunction, but goes, and the rest of it is pretty straightforward. Operation should be necessary. Now should be is a verb phrase. There's the subject. This is the part that tells about it. So operation goes over.
Megan to the rescue.
No modifies operation. It could be a serious operation if you weren't just crack. Should be. Now this is one of those things where they go right there. It's two words, but you got to know your helping verb. You really do have to know that chart if you're going to be able to diagram sentences. And this is a linking verb. That's why I've got a slope here. So necessary. Necessary operation. Necessary should go there. Everything that's on the board, except for this, I have taught already, and you should be able to do. We've got a verb that doesn't have any complement. We've got a verb that has a direct object. We've got a linking verb that has a predicate adjective. Could you erase that real quick, Andrew? Now, the two things I want to teach new, because my purpose here is not to teach a whole course in sentence diagramming, it's to get you guys so you can compete. That would have been legitimate for me to put that up there and say, go for it. I would have called that probably a level 3 sentence, maybe a category 3 sentence. Yeah, erase it. The two things I want to teach you now, one of them is pretty easy, straightforward. The other one is a little trickier. I think I got it right now. There's a thing called the indirect object. If I would say, I gave a present. I is the part that names, gave is the part that tells. And you did it just like you punch a nose, I gave a present. So here we've got a direct object, present. That you should know. But if I say I gave you a present, what do you do with the you? It's called an indirect object. And you put it underneath here. And it should be very easy, because the way you spot them is, could you put the word to or for? I gave to you a present. Here's a present. I gave for you a present. You just leave the preposition out. You put it there. That's an indirect object. Yeah, question? You're going to have to be quick. Yeah.
Can you put that X there for a word that should be?
No, you shouldn't in that case. What a wonderful question. If you had an omitted preposition, you would do that. And I suppose you could. But it's just standard that you don't. That's the way indirect object. Since you mentioned it, and I hope we don't run out of time, in other languages, indirect object, if you learn German, you're going to have to know this, because this you would be spelled differently from that you. It shows it. It's built right into the language. But in the English language, that doesn't happen. That's called an indirect object, and I think it's really easy. This next one is not so easy. A sentence like, the sun made the tomatoes ripe. Well, sun is what did it, and there's the, notice I capitalize it. And the sun, what did the sun do? The sun made. And it's not quite the same, and you might guess, well, the sun made the tomatoes. Oh yeah, it made tomatoes. That part is true. If you said the sun made red tomatoes, you would know what to do. Ripe tomatoes. The sun made ripe tomatoes. You put right down here. It modifies tomatoes. But when you say the sun made the tomatoes, well, let's say the sun made the green tomatoes red. This is going to be completely new to you. You put it right there. It's called an objective complement, and it's a little tricky to understand. If you could imagine the word to be. The sun made green tomatoes to be red. Then you could figure it out. This is utterly new to every one of you, and I'll show you more about it. In some of the books, they will put that after the direct object. In some of the books, they'll put it after the direct object and have a slope line this way. I thought it over. I'm going to go with the older way of doing it. This is called a subject, an objective complement, and it's a tricky business. And later on, I'll show you more about it. That's about all I can take at the moment because I don't feel that great. So we're cut right there.